Okay, y'all, so I am just out of the nail salon. I'm fresh out the nail salon. I got my nails done and my toes done. But before I even start talking about what I said I was going to talk about, I have got to tell y'all what happened. So usually when the weather is good, I park my car on base and I walk about a 10-15 minute walk to the nail salon. But because we have a typhoon coming, I parked in one of these little parking type lots that you pay at. Japan has them all over the place, and it's usually like 100 yen every 15 minutes, and that's a little expensive. So let me just say that I was there for almost 2 hours, hour and 20 minutes, and it was 800 yen, which is about a little under $9. Yeah, it was high, but whatever. It's raining cats and dogs, and I didn't want to be wet. So I'm parking my car, and I noticed this little Japanese man. He just kind of stops walking, and he's staring at me as I'm parking my car. So I was like, okay, here we go. Because Japanese people, they just stare at me. I don't know why they stare at me, but they do. Maybe because they are just confused that, yes, black people are tall, because I'm 6 feet tall, and then I'm just, you know, fabulous. But anyway, so he stops and he's staring at me, and I'm like, okay, so here we go with this. So I back my little car in. Well, it's not a little car. I have a minivan. We won't talk about that. And so I get out of the car, and, you know, I got my umbrella, and I got my purse, and I have my little sandals, and I walk past him. So I'm walking kind of, you know, it's not that far, maybe a block from the nail salon, and I'm walking, and so I kind of look out the corner of my eye, and he's behind me. So I'm like, okay, so now not only is he gonna stare at me, but he's gonna follow me too. So then he's kind of trying to like walk in step with me, and I'm looking at him out the corner of my eye like, listen here, little Japanese man, you do not want any of what I am offering. Not today, not any day. I suggest you keep walking. And the look went sort of like this. So I went inside of the nail shop, and they were, I guess they were just looking at my face, and they were like, what's wrong, Nicole-san? That's what Japanese people do. They call you san. And if they really love you, they call you chan. So anyway, I said, well, there's this little Japanese man that was following me, and I'm not real sure if he was just crazy or curious, but I didn't appreciate that. So then they were like, oh, is he a little old guy with glasses? And I was like, yeah. And they said, well, oh, he likes to follow our black lady customers. Okay, we're gonna move on. So I said I was going to talk about military relationships, mainly military friendships. And the reason I want to talk about this is because, you know, I am married to somebody that's in the military, and I also did time in the military, and, you know, I'm a military brat, which I said yesterday. But this is the first time in my whole life, really, that I have lived in housing, which is all military people. And this is the first time that I've actually had to deal with a whole lot of military wives. And it's a little strange to me, because you would think that they would be more, what is the word I'm looking for? They would be more friendly, and you would think they would be a little bit more compassionate, and you would think that they would reach out more, but the truth of the matter is they do not. And over here, I don't know, because, you know, we were stateside. We lived, you know, we didn't live in housing. We lived in just a regular old house. I didn't really have to deal with them. And And now that, you know, we're overseas and, you know, we're a minority, not a majority, you know, we all kind of live, there's some of us that live out in town, and then there's some of us, most of us live in housing. And it is so crazy to me because I am quite new to this, and so this is my first experience with this. I'm just gonna say that not everybody means you any good, okay? And the people that, okay, the police are everywhere, y'all. They are everywhere. They are everywhere. Oh my God, they're everywhere. Anyway, the people that are your friends when you first get here to Japan are not necessarily going to be your friends while you're in Japan and before you leave Japan and even when you leave Japan. Now, I'm only speaking on me because I only have experience with me. There are some people that only want to be your friends because they think that your spouse can help their spouse, which is a little weird to me because I am not my spouse, I am me. And when I encounter these women and they ask what my spouse does, I give them a very generic answer without bringing rank into it. And when I encounter the women that think that they wear their spouse's rank, I always shoot back, well, what is it that you do? Because I'm not friends with your spouse, I'm friends with you. Or I'm not talking to your spouse, I'm talking to you. Usually those spouses are stay-at-home moms, which I'm not knocking stay-at-home mommy dumb by far. That ain't for me. I like to work outside the house. I'm gonna wrap this up because I'm almost home and YouTube only gives me 10 minutes to talk. When you find a good friend, especially when you are a military spouse, you gotta hold on to them. And I have found a few good friends, but I'm only gonna speak on my BFF, Jen. Girl, you know I miss you and I love you and you are my bestie for life. She's actually not in Japan anymore. She went home. It was time for them to go, but that's, you know, I'm not even gonna put that out there. Anyway, inbox me, tell me what you think, tell me your experiences, and if you don't want to inbox me, put it on my page. Okay? Gotta go, y'all. Peace.